My parents had the VHS.
Oh, really? So they were getting they were doing it to the thing. That's like parent porn right there. Your dad was basically just
like
jerking
a
off
cool
to the
gimmicky thing. It's like, imagine ordering, dude, late 90s, ordering that. What year did that come out? Fact check. Jason, you fuck. Can you fucking what year did that break?
You know, your dad was basically just jerking off to the boat and to like more about Tommy's whole lifestyle.
He just wanted that life?
Yeah.
Where was that shot? Like, in California? That must have been
like,
shot in California.
Probably Lake Havasu or something weird, or one of those lakes. Who knows? The
lakes. So was that the beginning of like? That was the beginning of internet porno, celebrity porno.
No, Matty, it was not the beginning of internet porno, but it was the beginning of celebrity porno for sure. That was like, before that, it was like somebody would show their tits in Playboy and it would be a huge thing, you know?
1995, so it was very early.
Oh my God, mid 90s.
That was 95?
Prime 90s. 95? Oh my
95,
God.
95, I was in grade 7.
Yeah, I was just out of kindergarten.
No, you were in your 5th year of art school in college.
Okay.
LACMA.
LACMA, yeah, I was at LACMA.
How was your week, Two-Tone?
I thought we were talking. Hold on. Just slow down. Let's
talk about
first
porno.
of all.
Sorry, I want to talk.
Slow the fuck down. I need to talk to you. Okay. I need you to. I know that you're gonna have a different approach today because previous to, we had a pre-production meeting, which is, you know, hard to get your team to agree to get you on the phone to do anything. They're like, oh, no,
my team protects me.
Matty has to talk about frosting on someone's live for 20 fucking hours tomorrow. He can't do the most important thing in his life, which is his podcast. You said today, because we are having a guest of note, you said today you're going to actually do a good podcast. And I wanted to inform you that in order to do a good podcast, you have to let a stream of thought develop, let a conversation unroll, instead of every time we start having a conversation that develops, you fucking, boom, drop an anvil in the middle and go, what is pizza? How was your week? Why is home? Like,
what is pizza? I don't see.
Let it build.
I'm sorry,
let
my
the
brain
riff
works this way. I can't change how my brain works.
But you know I'm on this show with you, right? You know it's not just you talking. You know there's a person here.
I see you. I know you.
I'm
see listening to you.
I know in theory you think I exist, but I want you to internalize the idea that we're having a fucking conversation.
So what was the first porno that you fucked yourself to that had a celebrity?
Excuse me.
What? What was the first porno? What was the first porno you ever fucked yourself to that had a celebrity in it, Eric?
I thought this was a gentleman's show, and I do not appreciate this foul language.
Dude, I love this accent. Let's all do that accent.
What was me and Alex were talking, the first time I saw Pam and Tommy's porn, it was my parents' VHS tape, and it was the first time that I ever saw sex.
I've never seen
with celebrity.
I've never seen it.
You never saw the tape?
Never seen it.
Okay, well, Tommy Lee. Sorry, there's a garbage truck outside my house that Jason refused to shut the fucking windows.
I love your Grace Jones poster.
Oh yeah,
or not poster, painting, whatever it's called. Picture.
No, it's a poster. It's a poster.
Frame.
It's Godet. You know that whole series he did.
No, not really.
Dude, you gotta look up that book. It's basically how, like, if you look at that book, the Godet book that's in. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right because I'm a fucking Philistine, but if you look at that book, it's basically like the base of everyone's career in. And I'll shut up. Look.
No, describe the poster more. Describe the poster more.
Go fuck yourself. Tommy Lee drives a boat with his dick. Eric.
He drives a boat.
Do you guys know each other?
Yeah. No, that was all publicity stuff. There's no way they made that tape and it leaked, right?
No, that's horseshit. Yeah.
No, they made it for the public.
They made it for the public, right? That was like a giant PR kind of thing, right?
Giant PR before PR. Was there PR in 95?
Yes.
I just watched Century of Self, the guy that invented the term PR. He said propaganda had a negative association because of the Nazis. So let's rebrand propaganda as PR. It was Sigmund Freud's nephew, whose name I'm forgetting, but I could look it up.
There you go,
Holy shit.
Nazis. I knew it was something bad.
It was not good, but the guy that invented modern PR was the opposite of a Nazi. He was Jewish. So,
There you go.
Still basically modern kind of marketing and advertising was kind of created by this guy.
What's the book called?
Self. It's a BBC documentary series by Adam Curtis, Century of Self, about Edward Bernays, I think is
Edward Bernays.
yeah,
He's a fucking Edward Bernays.
Edward Bernays, yeah, Sigmund Freud's
Perfect.
nephew.
Maddie's worst nightmare is happening. This is turning into an intellectual podcast.
No,
How do you like that,
I'm
Maddie?
okay with that. I was listening to Eric describe the PR Nazis.
Hey,
Wow.
hey guys, it's Eric
Secrets.
Andre on our show. How you like that?
Welcome.
There he is.
Welcome to I'm Matty Matheson, and that's my co-host and Alex Two-Tone Erdman. And today we have a very special guest. He's here to talk about my cookbook.
I'm plugging your stuff. What do you think of that?
You plug away. You plug my cookbook, Eric. How do you feel about that cookbook?
It's amazing, and I totally want you to cook for me. And I know every chef probably hates hearing that, and they're like, I'm off the clock. I don't care.
No.
If I'm in Canada, I will trap you like Silence of the Lambs, and I will put a Traeger and all types of equipment in front of you and all types of meats. I'll just start throwing meats and garlic and salt and
Sauce,
herbs at you.
oils.
Sauce, hot oils. I'm just going to chuck cabbage at you, sauerkraut, and you are going to quickly be sick of me because you're cooking amazing.
No.
And every
That's what all my friends
every
do.
image makes my mouth water.
That's what my friends do. Alex, do you have a book? Do you have a copy of my book?
Yes, I do have a copy of your book, but it's in my office. I didn't bring it 'cause I don't. Yeah, I have it.
I'm gonna
See,
tell you
Alex-
what I'm most excited about. First of all, let's just talk about mustard and how underutilized mustard is just in general. Like, people don't respect mustard, and they don't
It's
fucking
true.
break out mustard. You should be breaking out mustard every day.
Mustard needs to be the new ketchup.
It's like it's heaven. I got that Adam Perry Lang book, and he's just like, yeah, don't forget a side of mustard. He always just says that. I'm like, yes, fucking mustard.
Mustard.
The mustards I got in my fridge now.
Everyone always has like that half jar of like grainy mustard. Every fridge has a weird grainy mustard that has been in a fridge for like 35 years.
Yeah.
And Alex is loving this because he hates whenever we talk about fucking food on this show. And you know what? You came in hot. You're coming in as a foodie. This is a food podcast. Look at that.
This is what I want to do.
Fried chicken.
Can I tell you, I got my fried chicken recipe from Alton Brown. I don't know how you feel about Alton Brown. I don't know what chefs
He's
get
a
along
genius.
with
He's a
chefs hate each other.
genius.
But I do Crisco. I do it pan fried. I soak it in buttermilk overnight. Then I do the spices first, then the flour or cornflakes, mashed up cornflakes. I'll do garlic powder, salt, pepper, and cayenne.
Cayenne?
Should I not do cayenne?
You need cayenne.
I said
Oh my
cayenne.
God, what is happening?
I said
guys?
cayenne.
We're talking about fried chicken.
Then flour, then pan fried in Crisco. You got yourself.
Crisco's
fucking-
the best.
Sounds like a lot of work. It sounds a lot
Crisco's
of-
the best.
No.
And I got a deep fat fryer, and I was gonna fry a turkey over the weekend with my girlfriend, but we got scared. I don't want to burn my house down.
Deep frying a turkey is the #1 death on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's rough, but it's so good.
Besides pilgrims.
That's why it killed the pilgrims.
Hey.
When is the last time you drank alcohol, Maddie? What's the last time you had a cocktail touch your lips?
I'd say like 8 years ago.
Was that rock bottom, or were there earlier rock bottoms, and that was like a dismount like a dismount?
I think rock bottom. When was my rock bottom, Two-Tone?
8 years ago.
Because you
Starting the
look
show
like-
with me.
You look.
No, I think it was when I had an intervention. So I had an intervention. I had my friends.
You look like a human intervention. Like you look like
I needed it.
Everyone must think like you still drink. When I met you, I was like, I want to drink and do blow with this guy.
My biggest regret in life is that I couldn't party with everybody. And I've said this before. You know that movie American Sniper? When the sniper who was great at killing people.
Yeah.
In the movie, he has this part where he's talking to his therapist, and he was just like, I just wish I could have saved more people. American soldiers, meaning he could have like killed more people that killed his people.
Right.
And in my brain, I was just like, that's the same way I feel about meeting people that I wish I partied with. Like, I wish that I could have stayed up all night with you doing cocaine, and I wish I could have stayed up all night with Alex doing cocaine and telling you guys all my secrets of all my traumas from a youth and drinking my own piss
and starting companies
trying to like suck everyone's
coming
like
up with ideas. Yeah,
like I want to
cocaine
build a
companies.
tree fort with you guys where we can suck each other's dicks. And I just want to like, if I could just drink your piss right now before the drug dealer gets here, and if I could just get a little nibble of the pee before they get. This is about 7:45 in the morning, and I just want to. If you could just come over in the bathroom and give me a couple kisses, and see. I wish I could just do that. Could have done that more.
The truth of the matter is, you just want to fuck your friends. You want to fuck your buddies. So just cut out the middleman and suck our dicks.
I don't want to fuck anybody. Okay. I want to have a connection.
Okay.
Do you ever think that like from now until you die, you'll ever like have one more hurrah or like a psychedelic experience or like one last like, you know what? I'm 69 years old. Let's smoke morphine.
Let's bang some heroin.
Do you think you'll ever have like one last like fucking?
I hope not. Like right now in my brain, I hope not. But I don't know. I don't know what
about
every day comes.
What about something non-addictive, like mushrooms and acid? Like psychedelics are non-addictive.
Yeah, I've done enough. I did acid like every other day for most of high school. So it's just like I was a heavy drug user at an early age, and Alex was a disgusting drug addict. He was worse than me for sure.
So you did enough
I don't know about that. I didn't have a heart attack.
You had a heart attack.
Well, I had a heart attack at 29. But that's not cool. Let's not make that cool. Let's not make that cool. It's just part of the brand. It's part of the brand. That's why I'm so successful.
You old health nut.
I'm 300 pounds. I really took it into, consideration.
But Eric, you like the psychedelics.
You love it. What's your favorite?
I'll be honest with you. My favorite drug is coffee. With each year I grow.
That's a lame thing to say. I love that. That's like my favorite part of sex is kissing.
My favorite drug is love.
I think my favorite part of sex might be kissing. I mean, coffee is the most consistent high, always feels good, never lets you down. I never crash. Like every other drug.
You never crash from coffee? You don't get headaches?
No.
How many spros a day? Like
I don't even drink that much. Couple cups a day. I don't do espresso anymore because I can't sleep. I do drip. Just do a nice little drip.
Drip. You do a pour over.
Do a little pour over. Yep.
Wow.
Right?
What's your beans?
Right now I'm doing fucking with some Partners. Sorry, Panthers in Miami. Partners from Brooklyn. I do Intelligentsia. I do.
Wow.
I do it all, man. Do it all.
The podcast everybody wants to hear. I don't. Beans.
I don't really. I mean, like, I have so many stressors in my life now. It's getting harder to do psychedelics. You bring up there's like 17.
Dude, everyone's on a tightrope. Everyone's on a tightrope. One thing goes wrong and I fall apart. I go to pieces. And this is the thing that Alex loves meditating. I say publicly that I love meditating as well. I don't. So I read, I'd like to take this podcast in a meditation direction. I read your Wikipedia. I have it here.
Oh my God.
Okay.
And it says you're into transcendental, the sting yoga meditation.
Transcendental. No, that's tantra.
Transcendental.
Transatlantic.
Transatlantic. That's David Lynch. Transatlantic. He meditates with a transatlantic accent. Hi, everybody. I have a product in my hand that I use all the time. It's called Raycon earbuds. Let me tell you something.
Raycon earbuds rule.
They rip. They shred. They grip it and rip it. Right, Matty? That's what you like to talk
You
about?
put them in your ears so you don't upset your roommates like Two-Tone. I want to listen to thrash metal. He wants to listen to what kind of music you listen to.
I like to listen to hummingbirds having sex. That's my jam. That's what I want to listen to. I want to pick up the fine-tuned noises of hummingbirds in mid-flight ejaculating, and that's why I use these earbuds.
Raycon's perfect for that.
Earbuds are the shit. Now think about it.
Space.
You're in your room. Your roommate's in his room. He's playing Call of Duty or some video game. You want to watch, a Meryl Streep film, or you want to watch New Jack City in reverse. How are you going to have that experience?
Raycon.
Raycon. Raycon earbuds. Raycon earbuds. Raycon earbuds. Let me tell you something.
Did you know, Two-Tone?
What?
Did you know? You've heard me talk about it. And how the company was co-founded by Ray J and celebrities like
Cardi
Melissa
B,
Etheridge,
Brandy, and J.R. Smith.
Dog.
I mean, if
Smith?
you say Melissa Etheridge and I'm in, I'm sold. The word Melissa comes out.
Melissa Etheridge is invested in this company, so am I.
So the fuck am I? Let me tell you something. The newest model, the everyday E25 earbuds, are their best ones yet, with 6 hours of playtime. That's 6 hours. That's 360 minutes of undiluted, premium, pure, banging playtime. Okay, 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more damn bass, and a compact design that gives you a nice noise isolating fit. Now let me tell you something. Everyone's walking around with their headphones, and I got the Raycons on, and they're smaller, they're more compact, they fit in my perfect little tiny ears, and they bump. It feels like I got 6x9s glued to my head.
And did you know that now's the time to get the latest, greatest from Raycon with 15% off your order? buyraycon.com/PTA. That's buyraycon.com/PTA. 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds.
Buyraycon.com/PTA. RAYCON.com.
Meditate. So, okay. For our list, the powerful truth angels, all our little baby angels out there, they're not really, they don't transcendental meditate. Can you walk? And Two-Tone loves meditate. If he doesn't meditate if I FaceTime him at like 7 a.m., he gets so mad. He's such an angry person, and he thinks that him meditating for 10 minutes a morning doesn't make him an angry person, but he's still an angry person after he meditates. Can you speak on that?
Well, he would be even angrier if he didn't meditate. So you're not going to like radically change who you are. You'll just make who you are a little bit better. So I still cope with anxiety and depression and everything else, but it's gotten a hell of a lot better since I started meditating 8 years ago.
And like, here's how I look at the meditation. And thanks for telling people. I'm not angry, but I have more anxiety than anger. And I look at the meditation, it's just like background software. Like, you only notice it when you don't do it. And if I miss a day, if I miss the morning by like 6 o'clock, I'm just like, it's compounding. I'm being a fucking dick. And the response I have in the morning, Matty, is just for you, because you make me angry. Just so we're clear.
You know that I don't make you angry. You know that I better you in every inch and form of your body.
That's okay. Well,
Matty, do people do impressions of you?
Oh my God, all the time. Do you know? I was going to bring that. This is a thing I was going to ask you about. Every time, dude, when I'm walking down the street, do you know when people do an impersonation of you to you?
Yeah.
How horrible that is to you. And like the amount of time everyone comes up, they're like, "Hey, I'm Matty Matheson," and everyone comes up and does like, they say the one thing that they think is going to be the connecting. They think is going to be the connecting thing to you. They think like that's what's going to make me and you best friends, is when they come up and reiterate something that you said 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago that you don't even remember because you don't even watch your own fucking content. They don't even realize that they think that I go home and watch my fucking shows I make. Like, guess what? I make the shows. I don't watch the edits. I don't give a fuck. I make the shit and I walk away. And then people come up and say stuff that I've said on these stupid cooking shows, and they do the because my voice is annoying.
No, I love your voice, and I don't think it's annoying. I think you should do like voiceover, like animated shows.
I've been waiting. Oh, yeah. I've been waiting for somebody. I'm gonna do something. I think with the Trailer Park Boys.
But you should play like a Karen, like an angry house mom. On
yeah.
Or like a really angry crab.
Yeah,
I just think, or a bully, like a bull. I'd be a good like, hey,
yeah. Let me show you something. You're dancing. You're prancing.
You know what reminds me of that there was a character on Ren and Stimpy. His name was like Kenneth Anger. You ever see? No, that's a
Kenneth Anger's like a gay filmmaker from the 50s.
He was called something Anger. Yeah, that's someone else. But he was just like
Saint
bright
Anger,
red.
the Metallica album.
No one. That thread just died. Okay, I'll just shut up.
Anger?
No, Ren and Stimpy's good. Did you used to watch Ren and
You're thinking of George. You're thinking of George Liquor, American.
There it is.
George Liquor, American.
Yeah, bright red. Looks like he's about to pop.
You gotta massage the gums, and he starts massaging Ren's gums.
That's the one.
John Kay, another Canadian. Happy belated Canada Day.
153 years of colonization. Thank you very much.
That's right.
Yes. Thank you, woke Matty.
I'm just trying to do my part, okay, Alex?
Get yourself a bag of milk and put a loonie in the jar for Victoria Day.
Do you know, because I have young children, my fridge literally has 12 bags of milk in it at all times.
What is up with that bag of milk? Why do you guys have bags of milk? What's going on?
Bags of milk are such an iconic thing, and it's like, I think Tom Green really brought the attention to America with bags of milk. But it's like, it's so fucking incredible because they're bags of milk. You buy 3 bags and 1 big bag, so you're getting 4 bags. The 1 bag holds the 3 bags. You buy bags of milk.
Parlez-vous français? Do you speak French?
No.
Nothing. Nothing.
No. I Keller Atiel is what time is it? Keller Atiel.
Keller Atiel. Okay.
Keller Atiel. Combustible 2. What's your name? I have a grade 3 level. Grade 3 level of français. Ferme la bouche just means shut your mouth. Natouche. My grandmother's Acadian, so she was like OG. Her great grandmother came from Normandy, and then they came through, and they're like Acadians. But the what was it? She used to always say "ne touche pas," which means "don't touch," and I'd always used to touch stuff.
Ne touche pas.
And we used to call desks like our we used to call everything bureaus. So like a bureau is like a desk for you put your clothes in. Or what do you guys call them?
Desks.
Shelf, desk, bureau. Yeah, bureau.
Dresser. A dresser is a bureau.
Dresser. Well, hey, I think
just weird French names.
Well, hey, if Prime Minister Stephen Harper was back in power, we'd have some changes around here.
Yeah, he was a wasn't he there for like 15 years? You had like he ran 3. He did three, I think.
He was like Dick Cheney. He was like the Canadian Dick Cheney.
Yeah, he was really rich.
Alex hates this episode.
No, Alex loves it because he's involved. We can ask Alex a question. He's a graffiti writer. Do you know anything about graffiti?
No. Listen, let's ask him questions because people want to know things about him. They've heard about us for fucking 20 episodes. Like, let's.
How do you do the letters?
You put some music in a can and you do a little dance and you fucking spray the art. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I love that people.
Alex has some questions for you. Alex, ask Eric a question for sure.
Hold on, you have the Wikipedia. Okay, I'll ask questions, but you have a. I got to tell you, Eric, that Matty said we know you're going to be on. Matty's like, oh, I'm going to do a good podcast today, which is like. This is like the first time he's ever prepared. He has notes in his bib overalls. He's got Wikipedia notes.
I thought this was just the warm up. I didn't even know you guys were recording.
Yeah. Oh, no, we're not recording. I doubt we're recording.
You're in the green room.
I thought this was like a rehearsal.
Yeah, this is.
But I just had a question. I had a question. I wanted to talk to you about your newest You got a new stand-up comedy show on Netflix.
Yeah.
And you toured the world. And the thing that I wanted to ask you is, do you go into every show? Like, do you practice? Did you start that tour with thought? Or did you, do you just fucking go and you grip it and you feel the city and you do, like, you have a lifetime of stories? Because watching that was like, watching that for me was like this. I'm watching my friend on cocaine and I'm really high on cocaine. And my wife's like, I was texting you when I was watching it. And I was just like, me and Trish, she was like, this is like you're hanging out with your friend and you guys are on coke. And you guys are just yelling at each other, telling each other fucking stupid fucking stories.
I think that is genuinely the most flattering review of the movie of the special that I've gotten. I really appreciate that. I did 89 shows in 47 cities around the world, including a European leg and a down under leg. Thank you, sir. And a down under leg. So I worked that set to the bone. So like I'm not like improvising I'm like riffing little bits here and there, but like I am writing and refining that set every night, and the set continues to evolve and jokes fall by the wayside that stop working and new jokes emerge. So that set kind of like evolves every night. And that was I filmed that at the end of my North American tour right before I left for Australia. So I filmed that end of October, and then I took a few days off, and then I finished, and then I went to Australia. But yeah, it's very written, but improvised within the writing, if that makes sense, so that it feels fresh. But I've been telling the stories for a while.
Yeah, and I wanted to see like some of the things, the intonations of it and stuff like that. It kind of feels, and I don't know if you had this in your brain, but I was talking to our producer and he kind of mentioned this. It's like you were almost, the way that you were hitting your jokes and the way that you were performing was very much like stand-up. But it was just in such a different way, and the energy levels and everything. Like it had the cadence of stand-up, but it was like it is something different because of the way that it is. It still felt completely like original. I watched, and I was like, I guarantee he does a different set every night. The way that I experience.
Well, I think that is the magic trick you try to pull off. You try to make it feel like it's like completely fresh and spontaneous every night. But no, I've been doing some of those jokes I've been doing since like year one of comedy. I've been doing comedy for 17 years. I started when I was 20. So, some of those jokes are like I wrote when I was like 21, and some of those jokes I wrote like a few days before the special. You know what I mean? And everything.
You started as a stand-up.
I started as a stand-up while I was in college in Boston. I went to a music school in Boston.
Double bass.
For the double bass, that's right. You want to see my bass?
Wikipedia had a double bass on the Wikipedia.
Yeah. Well, they say, you know what they say about Wikipedia? Very accurate. Flawlessly accurate. Wikipedia, here's my double bass.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you learned that to just play rockabilly. You only played rockabilly with that bass, didn't you?
I did a lot of Reverend Horton Heat. Rockabilly. Those like bluegrass players and rockabilly players, they're motherfuckers, man. That is hard.
Dude.
Upright bass player.
One of the first shows I ever saw was a
It's fucking hard. You're like a hand percussionist more than an upright bass player.
So from stand up, because I became aware of you from the Eric Andre show, which like I'm a big fan of. And why are you laughing? This guy's snorting over there. I am. And how did you what was this? Was there something before that, or was that your first kind of like entree into like?
That was the first thing that wasn't like just corny multicam sitcoms that I had to do for money. That was the first thing that I made, that I wrote, produced, and cared about. That was like my filmmaking debut in a sense. So
that was your baby.
That's my baby, and it still is. So
is it still happening?
Yeah, we're finishing editing season 5
Sick.
basically next week. We're pretty much done. So season 5 will come out.
Is Hannibal on it?
Hannibal's on it a little bit. He was like, I don't want to do the show anymore. And I was heartbroken. And I begged him. I was like, don't just not be there because people are going to think we had a falling out. And I was like, just quit like on air, like quit like in the middle of an interview. Let's make like a joke about it. And he's like, all right.
How did you guys link up, you and Hannibal?
We were just doing shitty chicken shit open mic comedy shows in 2006, 2007, 2005, all around New York City together, and just always running into each other. You know, the comedy's like it's like a high school, like everybody kind of knows each other. So yeah, we were just running in the same circles and doing the same garbage shows everywhere.
I have a Hannibal story, okay? I got asked during TIFF if I would do a live reading of Space Jam in a theater, and Hannibal was Michael Jordan.
No way.
It was the first time I ever did any type of live perform. It was just a menu reading or like a script reading in a theater thing. And everyone, it was like the scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
That's intimidating. I've done one, and like I've done stand up, you know, every day for 17 years, and they're scary. I did good.
It's scary because I feel like you feel like you're in high school where you have to, or elementary school where you have to like read out loud in front of people. And
yes,
like,
exactly.
You're so self-conscious about doing everything right, and it's hectic. And but it was so funny because like we were all backstage. We had to get there like 4 hours before to do a full read through, and everyone was there except for Hannibal. And it was like all these like character actors and all these people. Hannibal like rolls in like 20 minutes before we go on, hoodie on, goes over to a chair, falls asleep. and I'm like, I was like sitting there just being like, this is amazing. I was like, this guy's so fucking torched from last night. I was like, this guy doesn't give a fuck. He's here. Like, I was just like, this is the best.
Yeah.
And he goes on, and everyone's in character on stage, like doing all these voices of Looney Tunes and Bugs, and it's all characters. I'm doing like I'm like the little purple bad guy. I'm the bad guy, whatever his name was.
Right.
And Hannibal just reads Michael Jordan just in his voice, at his cadence, at his speed.
Yeah,
and it was the funniest. It was like the best thing ever.
God,
and literally, it was like one of the great. It was the funniest thing ever. And it was like the first time I ever was like seen like a real celebrity. It was the first time I was just like, I'm on stage with like Hannibal Buress. This is like the biggest thing I've ever done in my life. And I was like, this is amazing. And then everyone took a crew photo after, and he just like walked away. Like didn't say hi to anyone, didn't say bye to anybody. And it was like I was like, that's the coolest thing I ever saw. I was like, he wasn't even being a dick. He just like doesn't care. It's like he's a nihilist.
Totally apathetic.
I was like, that guy's a nihilist.
Yeah, total nihilist. Totally.
Oh my God,
why is he
so
quitting?
special.
I don't know. I don't know. He's the most unpredictable. The reason he's like the funniest is because he's the most unpredictable dude ever. He goes, I go, all right, man, we're getting ready for season 5. And we took a few years off because we had to make the movie. So I go, all right, man, we're getting ready for season 5. And he goes, I'm not going to do it. I go, what? What are you talking about? You're not going to do it. He's like, I don't know, man. You took too many years off in between seasons. I was like, what's the matter? I had to do the movie. You're going to quit? And I was like heartbroken. But the more you ask him to do something that he doesn't want to do, the more you push him away. So I really had to like I was doing a slippery, tricky dance. I was trying to like seduce him into doing just at least a little bit of the show to have like a farewell. So it's not like an elephant in the room and he's just like not there. So he's like, all right. And he did a couple episodes.
That's so funny.
But we have we also have like co-hosts weaving in and out. We have Lakeith Stanfield checking in from Atlanta and Get Out, and Felipe Esparza, who's Hannibal's co-host on the show. So we have like a revolving door of like co-hosts.
So you shoot that in Atlanta?
No, LA.
Okay. Perfect.
Matty
So
just heard the word Atlanta.
That's nice.
No, I'm saying Lakeith is from the show Atlanta.
Matty, have you ever seen the show?
Lakeith Stanfield is an actor. He's in basically everything now. He was in Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
You ever seen that?
He has no idea. Matty,
I saw what? And now a really nice sponsor time with our sponsor, HelloFresh. Get fresh, pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door with HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. HelloFresh lets you skip through those trips to the grocery store. It makes home cooking fun and easy and affordable.
With HelloFresh, the recipes are so delicious. HelloFresh offers so many recipes to choose from each week to help you break out of your recipe rut. I'm in a permanent recipe rut. This is the thing for me. It sends you a bag of stuff. You put it in the pan or the oven or whatever you put it in. You cook it up, you eat it, and you look like a champ.
Also, two-tone. Keep your fridge stocked by adding extra proteins or sides like garlic bread or your weekly order.
Listen, HelloFresh offers contactless delivery to your doorstep for easy home cooking with the family. HelloFresh cuts out stressful meal planning, which stresses me the hell out. And the grocery trips stress me out. So it cuts out the grocery trips. So you can just basically get the exact things that you need to cook exactly what you want to eat on the table in about 30 minutes or even 20 minutes with their quick recipe options. Matty?
Oh my goodness. Go to HelloFresh.com/PTA80 and use code PTA80 to get a total of $80 off, including free shipping on your first box. Additional restrictions apply. Please visit HelloFresh.com for more details. Repeat that, don't.
Go to HelloFresh.com/PTA80 and use code PTA80 to get a total of $80 off. I'm talking $80 whole dollars off of the bill, including free shipping on your first box. Additional restrictions apply. Please visit HelloFresh.com for more details. HelloFresh.com is where you need to go ASAP. Have you ever seen, this is Eric Andre on our show. Have you ever seen his show? Do you know this? Do you ever know the show?
I saw Trash Talk. I saw when Trash Talk was on.
Oh, nice.
He saw the end where Trash Talk was on. Listen. Let me just say something about Matty. Matty doesn't watch.
Guys, so that was
he doesn't watch anything. He watches nothing. Not only his own shit. I go, Matty, have you seen anything? Did you watch? Nothing. He ingests nothing. It's crazy.
Well, no, I don't watch stuff. I'm sorry.
He's out on the farm. He's out on the farm. He's got kids. He's watching Yo Gabba Gabba and shit.
He's watching turnips grow.
Yeah. Watching kohlrabi's.
Do you live on a farm, Matty?
I live on a farm, yeah.
Where? In Ontario or something? Muskoka?
Yeah, I live me and Martin Short share a cottage. No, I live 100 miles from Toronto.
North?
So I live close to Buffalo, New York. So I live
if you were London. You know where London is?
Yeah, my parents live in London.
Are you near London?
I'm 2 hours from London. So London's west. Toronto's here. I live here.
You're
and
by
then this
Buffalo.
is Lake Ontario.
You're by Buffalo.
Lake Ontario, and Buffalo's right here, and I live right here.
Oh, you're
and then London is this way. London's that way.
So if you were in Toronto and you were I got to drive to Buffalo, you could make a pit stop at your house. At your farm.
100%. Yeah.
Why so far from Toronto?
It's where my wife was born and raised, and it's where I grew up.
My wife.
But how do you do you have a restaurant in Toronto?
Yeah. I got 2 pizzerias, and I'm building 2 restaurants right now. And then
why live so far from work?
The quality of life. We
Farm.
couldn't have. Well, the real reason is when we had MacArthur was born. We did home births, so MacArthur was born in Parkdale at the house we were renting in Parkdale, and then Trisha had a falling out with her business partners in the city, and no longer had kind of her business. And we had a new son, and I was in a position where I was kind of omnipresent in the world. I was traveling, 200 days a year, or more. And I was and Trisha was like, hey, why don't we just move back home? And I was just like, sure. And then we found this farm that's 10 minutes from her parents' house, and she's Italian and has sisters, and they talk every day, and they love each other very much.
You got cows? You got cows and pigs and chickens?
No, not yet. We're just started the vegetable garden now, and then.
So wait,
Then,
and how long is it? Was it an hour and a half from Toronto? What's the drive?
Yeah. It's an hour and a half with like no traffic.
Oh, that's not
2
bad.
hours with traffic.
It's not that far.
No, it's not that far. Two-Tone's loving this.
So you go into work, you work Monday through Thursday, you head back Friday.
No. I go to the city Thursday, Fridays, and then I work on the farm. I shoot the new show Mondays.
And you got an apartment. You got an apartment on Spadina above Sawtell.
No, so God bless.
You got an apartment by Old Fort York.
Old Fort York. No, I sleep on my friend's couch in Parkdale.
And then you go back.
Free.
And then you go back to the farm.
And then I go back to the farm. I sleep over at Marika's house. I go to my friend Marika's house, sleep there. We usually make a little salad for dinner and a little cheese pizza. And we watch. You get a drink.
You get a mocktail on Dundas.
We get a mocktail in Dundas, a little white sangria mocktail, a couple currants, couple gooseberries in there, a couple mulberries. What was the one dish? What was the first time that you what is the worst meal your parents make you eat growing up? What was the one meal that you hated eating as a child?
My mother is a pretty bad cook, and I don't. I know I shouldn't talk shit about my mom's cooking.
This is a safe place.
Publicly, my mom is a lovely human being. I love my mom. She raised me. I'm very appreciative of everything she did for me, but she does not have the talent of a chef. No. And she makes like really tragically bad food, and it's kind of like sad.
And just like really dry pot roast, or like what are we talking about?
I wish that's a step up. Like one time she goes, "I'm making health milkshakes," and then she put like broccoli and milk in a blender. She made me drink like broccoli milk.
Yeah,
it's like science experiments. It's like that. Like,
thank you, mother. Thank you, mommy.
She doesn't use salt, pepper. She doesn't use garlic or onions.
Her and your father, you all sitting around a table just drinking broccoli milk.
It got so bad that my dad would. They got divorced when I was like 12 or 13, but until then, my dad would skip dinner and just eat at work or eat out because he like couldn't take it anymore.
And he left you alone. He was just like, "You're on your fucking own."
Yeah, he totally abandoned. He's like, "You're on your fucking own, dude." And I didn't really know any, but you know what? You don't know any better because you're a kid. That's your like whole world. Your parents are your world, so you don't really know what's right or wrong. And then when you start eating at your friend's house and eating their mother's cooking, then you're like, "Oh, my mom, there's something terribly wrong." And I still to this day can't convince my mom to use garlic or salt and pepper. It's like the fun. She like rejects like the fundamentals.
Humans, some people just don't understand flavors or wanting to like build them or understand them or enjoy them.
No, there's a rejection of like all spices, anything that makes sense and is just like the fundamental basics is she rejects. So I don't know.
And then what I want to ask this, not knowing too much about the show, what the fuck is up with the ranch? What the fuck is going on with the ranch? And is this is a double-edged sword? Is this a bittersweet thing for you? You hate the fucking ranch? You turned ranch into something?
No. I love that's one of our most cherished characters. We have this like party dude character. We call him Businessman Bro, which is like, it doesn't really make sense as a name, but he just like, we shoot the street stuff in New York. So we'll go down to Wall Street during lunch hours. And while all the Wall Street execs and business, all the yuppies are on their lunch break, I dress like what we perceived would be like the opposite of a Wall Street banker, like their arch nemesis, like this total bro dude, Burning Man, kind of like, he's like Poochie from The Simpsons. I don't know if you know Poochie from The Simpsons, but like basically a human Poochie, and he just goes and tries to bro out with the businessman, and like his favorite condiment is ranch dressing. It's one of my favorite condiments. as well, and not just my characters. I've been making myself cocktails. This is all the booze I've accumulated over quarantine. I've just been going cocktail.
That seems like functional. That seems functional.
Cocktail crazy.
I like that. What's your favorite?
That was my assistant that you caught. He has COVID like you wouldn't believe. I mean, like
just breathing on each other.
And he dips the rectal thermometer in first, then puts it in his mouth and back and forth. It's like, it's fucking hot.
I take my temperature every day. I always got to taste. You stick a finger in, and you just got to check your oil.
That's right.
Eric, what's your where's your head at with your COVID anxiety? Is it high? Do you not give a shit?
It fluctuates across the whole spectrum of like total germaphobe paranoia to anti-masker. No, I'm cautious. I've been keeping an eye on Japan because Japan didn't shut down. They're right next door to China, where they're closer to Wuhan than we are. They didn't shut down at all. They have little to no COVID. I think 0 COVID deaths. Vietnam as well. Vietnam is one of the best healthcare.
And Taiwan.
Taiwan as well. And you ask yourself, okay, what is it? Common sense. They wear masks and they hand sanitize and they behave themselves. It's only.
And they're not fat.
And they're not fat. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't. Can we be a little bit sensitive around Matty? Fat.
They're not obese.
Fat freaking. They're not fat freaking American.
Pounds.
He's a fat freaking American.
I'm fat freaking what?
But Japan, little to no COVID because they wear masks and they hand sanitize and they use common sense. Americans are. We don't use common sense, and we are very like, fuck you, don't tell me what to do. I'm going in this Walmart with no map.
Karen's gone wild.
Yeah, Karen's gone wild. Karen's gone wild. So because of that. So
sad?
Yeah, it's a very like COVID has like shines a spotlight on each country's culture and our how we behave under pressure. And my friend, the guy that directs my show is Japanese, and he goes, Japanese people love obedience too. So we're like very into like listening to the government and being obedient. It's not like, fuck you, I ain't gonna let no government tell me I'm gonna light my fireworks off in North Dakota. So it's our own attitude in this country that has driven the numbers so high, and our health crisis, diabetes, heart disease, we're at an all-time high because we eat the most.
Everyone's having troubles just breathing through the masks themselves. I feel bad for those people that just can't breathe through those masks. It's a tough one. How
is it in Canada? What are the numbers like in Canada? Is it?
The numbers are, it's the same kind of thing. Well, we're going to see, because right now I feel like a lot of people, it's warm out. Because the thing is, we're seasonal. So now it's like it's warm. When it started, it wasn't fucking warm. And now all of a sudden I feel like everyone's out in the parks having fun. And you're definitely not seeing a lot of masks, but you're seeing a lot of people around each other. And we're going to see.
You guys have better health care. And
you have great health care. You have
less people. You have less people, less population density.
Well, just think. We have the same population of California across the same landmass as the United States.
Right. Very spread out. Second biggest landmass outside of Russia, Canada.
Yeah, we have more landmass than U.S.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but that's right. We're bigger than you guys.
You are very, very cold, very, very cold and expansive, but beautiful. I spend my winters in Nunavut.
Yeah, it's nice there. -50. It's beautiful. I love it. Have you been there?
No, I never been. I always wanted to go.
Dude, it's a special place.
It's tripped out, huh?
Dude, it's crazy town. I was there when it was just light.
So, Matty, when you see this, do you just start salivating, or you don't even have the?
No, I just feel sorry for you.
You don't have to call us.
I feel sorry for you. I'm gonna wait for the phone call when you call me and you're like, Matty, what did you do? And I'm just gonna talk you through it. I'll hold your hand. And we'll get there. We'll get there together, and it's fine.
No, not me, man. I'm just gonna I'm gonna pickle my organs and just be like Hunter S. Thompson, just blow my brains out and shoot my ashes out of Johnny Depp's cannon.
Dude, I think I like that. That's the biggest. I wish I could have done that. But
I got a urinal.
look at that's a good bathroom. Is that what's her face?
Jen Stark. I
Yeah,
got a urinal.
she's awesome.
I got a Japanese toilet. What if I
Oh,
took?
that's
What
the
if I
best.
revealed a huge dump in my toilet?
Dude, that toilet,
that's a nice
Japanese
little
toilet.
bathroom.
I have like the rickety version of that in my bathroom right now. The one
Rickety
you add on top of the toilet.
You got a rickety.
rack.
Let me see the bedroom. Let me see what's going on in the
Bedroom's
bedroom.
kind of like just more simplistic, just gray. It's kind of gray.
It's just gray. That's nice. Moody gray.
Moody gray.
The sheet, the bed doesn't. You're not a bed maker. I like that.
Not a bed maker. No made beds in my.
I don't make beds in hotels. It stresses me out. And when I never get service.
Of course, in a hotel. Come on, why? That's the point. You get the.
I never get maid service.
All tight. Oh, you don't do the maid service.
Well, no, I don't. I haven't let anybody in the room. Once I go in a hotel room, if I'm there for 5 days, 2 weeks, doesn't matter. I just like making.
Maybe I'm like a little Kansas City dandy. I'm asking. They're coming up twice at turn down service every day. I have them tuck me into bed at night.
I hate turn down service.
Kiss my forehead. I love it. I like being interrupted. I like the little chocolates. I like forgetting the chocolate that they put under the pillow. You wake up in the middle of the night, you think you took a shit.
It's just stuck to you, melted.
Yeah. Can you make desserts? Do you have any? How's your baking skills, Matty? Do you ever dip your wicket into the bacon biz?
Yeah, well, no, the bacon biz is tough because the baking is science. Cooking is love and nourishment. You can take a dish and develop it and fix it and tend to it. Baking is like a temperature 1 degree off and your fucking sugar's burnt. And then what are you going to do? Are you going to make the fucking petit fours? Nope, the petit fours are no good. Your little jelly, are you going to make a little pate fruité? No.
I dated a baker. She was at work at like 3 a.m. and like just working excruciating hours. And
the baking is not because it's a long process and it's a lot of work. It's very different than anything else. It's different than bread. Bread making, I feel, is the longest, hardest. But it's like, Two-Tone can speak on. He's been making a lot of sourdoughs at home during quarantine. Do you want to share some of your gluten experiences, Two-Tone?
Yeah, I get a sourdough culture in a mason jar, and I let that ripen overnight, 3 to 6 days. I add the lemon and the cayenne. It's a little bit of Tampico spice, some turmeric, and I add some of the bread culture into the yeast. Let that perpetrate its own situation, and then I drop it in the toilet. That's my bread. That's my bread. I don't know. I can't bake anything. Are you kidding me?
My girlfriend was trying to do the sourdough starter, and then we just gave up. I was like, "Come on, what are we doing?"
It's horrible.
No.
For home cooks, it's like I guess it was a good sign of hope during all of this, and then now what?
You do cornbread though, right, Manny? You do cornbread probably, right?
I make bomb track fucking cornbread.
Cornbread,
I put like pickle. Dude, I put, you know what that's a good secret is too?
What?
Sour cream into your batter. I put like a lot of sour cream, put in different kinds. I put fucking some cheese curds in it so that it's like stringy cheese, little pockets of cheese, pickled jalapenos, roasted jalapenos, caramelized onions, or just classic, fluffy, nice fucking crispy cornbread. There's nothing better than a crispy cornbread.
If I wanted to make, and I'm not asking this as an American, I really sincere. If I wanted to make poutine this weekend, I have my turkey fryer. If I wanted to make French fries from scratch with potatoes.
Yes.
Is it as simple as getting like peanut oil, filling that thing up, getting it hot, cutting up potatoes and throwing them in? Is it that easy?
It's as easy as doing that twice. So you want to blanch them first.
What's that?
In the oil. Cooking them lightly. So you fry at 350 degrees and you blanch at 300 degrees. And so you cook your French fries, you cut them up and you cook them at 300 degrees until they get nice and soft and there's no color. They're still like white potatoes. Then you take them out and you put them on a tray or lined with paper towel. Okay. And then you put those in a freezer. Wow. And then they'll crack. they'll crack and make a lot of little spaces and little caverns in them and little creases. And you want them almost frozen. Then you take them out and then you drop them into the fucking fryer at 350. And all those little pieces and cracks and everything will get super crispy. And you'll have like a crazy perfect fried potato fry.
Right from the freezer back into the fryer, or let it temper?
Yeah. No, you want them right from the freezer into the fryer.
And
Alex, this is a food podcast. Fuck off, eh?
And then you just dump chili and pickles on top?
That's not poutine, you fucking weirdo. Okay?
Wait, isn't poutine just chili fries?
No, it's fucking gravy and cheese curds. And you need to have squeaky cheese curds, chili and pickles. You could put chili and pickles. I'd put like queso on top. Make queso. I love queso.
Couldn't I put, hypothetically, chili and cheese curds and pickles on top of those fries and be a happy man?
And mustard, 100%. And diced onion, raw.
Do I need to put the salt and pepper on the fries after the frying, or do I season the fries before they get fried?
You fry them when they come out, when they still have hot oil on them, so they don't absorb it into it.
But you don't do nothing to the potatoes beforehand. No spices, no nothing. You just throw them in.
No.
Do all that shit later.
No, because if you were to do that, they would burn on that frying at 350. The spices would actually burn. If you wanted to put like spice, like Cajun spice or cayenne or smoked paprika, two-tone, you fucking hold yourself together, okay? And we're fucking talking about fucking French fries and poutine.
I had my I bought a fryer a few years ago. Totally forgot about it until the other day, and I was like, I gotta start frying some shit. I just don't want to burn my house.
Yeah.
You guys
very
know
dangerous.
You guys know this is a podcast, not a phone call, right? just so we're clear.
This is what happened. This is why me and Eric are friends, and this is what happened. People.
Oh, listen,
Celebrities
Eric,
love
this is a great
talking
thing.
to me about food. I'm the Rolodex. Every celebrity calls me and they do that. They call me and they're like, "Hey man, I got a pork butt. Like, what do I do with it, Matty?" And I'm like, "I'll talk you through it. Let's do it."
This is what's great about Matty is that a celebrity calls him and asks him for advice on how to cook things, or a celebrity calls him and asks for what restaurants to go to or get him a reservation. But if a friend like myself calls him and says, "Hey Matty, my sister and my brother-in-law are in Toronto. Can you recommend a restaurant?" Matty says to me, he goes, "Yes, they should look at Yelp." That's what he said to me. And I called Matty. I go, "Matty, I got some ribs. How do I cook these ribs?" He goes, "Go on YouTube." Like, there's just like no. So you guys get the white glove Matty treatment, whereas I get,
I'm flattered.
Well, you're already my friend. I'm still like, I'm not completely.
You're still courting
Eric.
You're courting.
I'm still. We're grooming each other.
You're courting.
We were ships in the night every time he came, and now we're trapped in our respective motherlands, and it stinks. I want to come out to Toronto. I was supposed to be at TIFF last year, then the movie got pushed, and then
What's going on? Okay, let's talk about your fucking
the movie.
Because I want to talk. I want to talk about your fucking movie.
It's driving me nuts because we're gonna come out. We're gonna premiere at TIFF in October. Then some other movie no one gave a shit about was coming out the same weekend, so we pushed. Fine, October was competitive, totally fine. We pushed till April. Then we got into South by Southwest. Best audience we could ask for that movie. It's a hidden camera prank movie. It's like a Borat, Jackass kind of movie. We produced it with the guy that directs and produces all the Jackass movies, Jeff Tremaine. So South by Southwest. He's the best. He's the best. He's the prank legend, right?
Yeah.
The Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Lorne Michaels of pranks, right? So he produced and shepherded the movie. Movie gets into South by Southwest this year, like Friday night midnight show or something, Saturday night, like prime time parking spot, rock star parking, best audience, rowdy ass Austin folk. Like, I love South by Southwest, and that perfect audience. I got my flight. We're gonna 5 days away from going to South by Southwest. Shuts down, coronavirus.
Oh my God.
So then I'm like devastated. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Movie's still coming out in mid-April. mandatory quarantine, the whole world shuts down. I'm devastated. I go into like a 2-month depression. That's why you saw those alcohol bottles. Drinking every night. Don't know when the movie's coming out. We're talking about pushing it later. Don't know when movie theaters opening again. Depressed. Studio's trying to sell it. Don't know what to do. Netflix sees it, watches it, loves it, buys it. It's coming out on Netflix. Thank God. Their subscriptions are at an all-time high, 185 million subscribers worldwide. So right now we're in the best position, but we do not have a date yet. So hopefully later this year.
So there's still no date. What are they waiting for?
I don't know.
Because I guess we gotta let the comedy breathe.
I really honestly think they're seeing how my stand-up special does right now. I think they're looking at their algorithms and logarithms and numbers.
So crazy.
E equals MC square and the pi symbol.
But this movie's gonna be the biggest thing ever.
I mean, you can't fucking lose with that. There's no doubt in my mind. You know, I hate everything, but there's no doubt in my mind this thing's gonna be fucking hilarious. Like,
thanks, man.
There's no way.
It looks
Lil
how?
Rel and Tiffany Haddish all doing hidden camera prank, and it's a whole narrative movie, but told entirely through hidden camera pranks with real people. So it's
how
gonna
many
come out
times do you have to do the pranks to get the reactions? Like, are there times where you have to do so many times, right?
Like you have to film. Like 90% of what you film never sees the light of day. It's just that 10% cream at the cream of the crop, cream at the top, creme fraiche, creme de
and then
mure.
what are you guys doing? Like on shoot days? Like, are you guys like, today is this prank, the next day is that prank, and you spend all day just hammering that prank, killing it?
Like it's like today,
until you get that
the
moment.
honky tonk bar prank. We're going to get to the honky tonk bar early. The owner of the bar is in on the prank. We tell him not to tell any of his employees or any of the customers. We sneak in early in the morning before anybody gets there. We build these elaborate camera hides for our camera operators to hide in. We put all these little like robot cams in the corner we totally hide everything. It's like it's like a CIA operation. We hide microphones everywhere in the walls. It's almost like creepy and voyeuristic. Like, we're like setting up like it's an FBI sting operation. Then I come in, this is still before the place opens up. I come in with the actors, me and my director, we go through the whole scene, we go through any stuff, we do like a rehearsal, we figure it all out. Then everybody hides. Then the place opens up an hour later, and these, like, the camera operators are stuck in these little booths. It's torture. They're stuck in these little fucking boxes that are built into the wall that just look like every time you see a mirror, there's like a camera operator hiding behind like a two-way mirror. I swear to God, it's like an FBI, a CIA thing. Then customers come in, employees come in, they mill about. I enter, I play it cool for a second, and then I start barfing everywhere. My dick comes out, I'm shitting against the wall. I fly off the balcony, I smash through glass. I get in a fist fight with the other actor, blood spraying. I got a blood hose rigged to my face, blood spraying everywhere. I act like a fucking menace to society, and people freak the fuck out. Then you're not done yet. Then you yell, cut, surprise, you're a hidden camera show. And everybody that wanted to murder you, you have to convince to sign a release form afterwards.
Yeah.
So they're like, you're pushing these people to the brink of sanity, lighting their asses up. And the work is not over. It is your entire team going like, dude, that was awesome. You're so awesome. It's really like psychologically torturing me. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're gonna have to do that again. One more time. We didn't get the reactions. One more time.
Oh yeah, and then something got fucked up. The blood hose had like a little kink in it and it didn't work, or like the camera went down, or the reaction. All the people you pranked.
The reset is like a full reset, like full new cast.
Yes, yeah, and then you got to do it then the other night. So it's like a traditional movie could shoot maybe 4 scenes in a day on average. This is like 1 scene a day, and then that scene isn't even guaranteed you're going to use, because if the reactions aren't good, you got to do it all over. You got to readjust.
Did you ever have a really good shot and then you couldn't get the release and you
all the
lost
time.
it?
All
really?
the time.
Like amazing.
You can blur faces.
Oh yeah,
you know,
true.
You can blur faces, but all the time.
They're just not.
Oh,
People are just like, "Fuck you! No way, I'm doing that. Fuck you."
Oh yeah, like fuck you. I hope you die. Like you should fucking be killed. I put a hex on.
How dare you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Has anyone
Because
ever
you scare
taken a
people
swing at
half
you?
to death.
Somebody pulled a knife out on us the first day of filming. Me and Lil Rel Howery, my co-star, who never has done hidden camera up until that point, was just like a fan and wanted to do the movie. One of the very first pranks we did was we put our dicks in a Chinese finger trap. Like in the story, in the movie, our characters do drugs and we get wasted and we pass out and we wake up and our dicks are stuck in a Chinese finger trap and we can't get our dicks out. We're like, help us. And we're running all over town with our stretchy dicks. They're prosthetic dicks, but they look realistic and they're coming out of our pants. We're like, we're stretching them a mile across, like, help, get us out of this thing. We went into the hood in Atlanta and we ran into this barbershop in the hood. And this dude saw us with our dicks stretching back and forth in this Chinese finger trap. And we were like, excuse me, Mr. Barber, can we borrow your scissors? And he was like, hell no! And he went and he was reaching for his gun. He told us this later. Reaching for his gun, couldn't find his gun, grabbed a knife, chased us out. Me and Rel can barely run in this thing. We're like joined at the dick. The dick snapped. Rel goes like rolling under a parked car. I'm running for my life. I'm looking at my team across the street filming it like the safe word is popcorn. If I yell popcorn, that means come in and fucking cut. But I was so nervous, I kept saying goosebumps. So I'm not even getting my safe word. I'm like, goosebumps. And they're like looking at me like, what? This guy's got a knife. Like he's like 6'4". Finally, I go, popcorn. Security jumps out, grabs the guy, gets the knife out of his hand. We reveal the cameras. And we go, well, sorry, you're on a hidden camera show. And he looks around and he goes, oh, y'all are hilarious, man.
Dude.
Excited release. He's like, yeah, when's this shit coming out? You guys are fucking crazy.
He still has like no idea who you are.
No idea. And he also went, yeah, y'all shouldn't be pulling these pranks around here. You're going to get shot.
Yeah.
He's like, you're lucky I forgot my gun. I usually always bring my gun to work. You're like, you're lucky I forgot
so scary.
it. Yeah, terrifying.
Shit.
Oh my God. You should do one in Canada.
Not in Georgia, and guns are like very legal in Georgia. They're legal and encouraged. So
how does it factor in, like, if you're, like, because the shit you do is so like insanely unhinged in like the best possible way, but how does that factor in with like anxiety and shit? This is like your answer to anxiety, or like?
No, it's horrible. It's like crippling anxiety filming this
Okay.
thing. I just know they're going to be funny, but while I'm doing it, I'm a fucking.
You just push through.
You just have to push through because you know you're going to get footage that almost no one else can get.
It's worth it. You're putting in the work. You're not doing that for fun. It's like 100% work for you.
It's work. It's work, and it ages me. I look at my face from season 1 of the Eric Andre show to season 2, season 3, and I age like 5 to 10 years between each season of the show. And
it's like a presidency.
The movie, yeah, it's like a presidency. I am not.
Is there anything you remember on the show? Because like I liked when you have like kind of like these like B and C level like people on, and then you start fucking with them. Like, did anyone lose it in a real way?
Lauren Conrad walked out, and T.I. walked out.
T.I. wasn't with it at all.
T.I. was not with it.
No.
He had enough.
You guys still got beef?
What's that?
You still got beef with T.I.?
No.
Is he bomb still? Or?
No, I know beef. I'm never going to run into T.I. again, but no beef. I'm just, doing it for fun. There's no malicious intent behind any.
Yeah. Some people can't hang.
But I'm just being an absurdist lunatic. But T.I., I don't think T.I. was expecting it. I think T.I.
with that shit.
I think he thought he was. I don't know what he thought, but he didn't.
But he never saw the show? Like, he was just like,
no, they do little to no research. I mean, it's like like you do press. You just go on shit blindly. You don't think like the host of the show is going to like pull his pants down and take a shit on the desk.
Dude, I did Hot Ones.
When
I did Hot Ones, I never seen it before, never even knew what it was. I was like, why am I going to Complex? Am I doing like a sneaker review? Yeah. I was like, what's that fucking Complex? And they're like, you're doing this I'm like, I'm eating chicken wings? Like, I don't understand what the fuck this is. And I never heard of it before, never seen it. I walked on, and it was like one of the biggest things I ever did.
Me too. I just did it again, and I got so sick. I was like cocky because I got through it once, and I was pouring the hot sauces on, not thinking about it. And I got to the bomb, and I drank an entire gallon of milk, and I collapsed on my bathroom floor, and they like they let me go. They were like, "You should go. Like, you don't look good." And I was like, "I think I'm dying." Like my brain, it felt like I was robo tripping. Like my brain was swelling against the inside of my skull. It was brutal.
Oh my God.
My friend came over and she's like, "Oh my God, are you sick?" She thinks I have COVID because I'm on the floor, like sweating and like pink in the face. She started putting ice packs on my head. I was a mess. It was humiliating.
That looks nightmarish, that whole thing.
Two-Tone, have you done Hot Ones?
Yeah, I was on Hot Ones when it first started, before it got big. They did a whole segment on me. Actually, I was up one of the showrunners at the same time. It's really weird.
Where are you, Two-Tone? Are you in Toronto?
I'm in Los Feliz.
Oh, you're in LA.
Yeah.
What if I turned the camera around and he was right here in my living room? Like,
yeah, I'm across the street.
How do you guys know each other?
I asked Two-Tone for a free hoodie on the internet. I DM'd him like 7 years ago. I was like, I have a show on Vice, and I need some cool clothes, and I think that Born and Raised is cool. Can I get some free merch? And then he was like the first guy to give me a free hoodie.
I'm in the schmata biz, Eric. I got a little streetwear racket that I do.
Nice.
I started giving him some hoodies and blah blah blah, and then we just became fast friends, and here we are.
Yeah.
Now, I heard Vice pays a ton, and they're really respectful to all the artists they work with. That's their rep.
It's really easy to... yeah, they're super... I walked away from so much money when I left, and it was
millions.
One of the hardest decisions I ever made.
Everyone
I was just millions. I left millions on the table for my integrity,
Everybody that has worked on a Vice show, they always come up to me. They go, "That was the most pleasant, easygoing experience of my entire life, and now I have more money than Jeff Bezos." And I go, "Wow, what a."
I definitely will say I've made more money since leaving Vice, and but at the same time, I always say this: I learned how to make something out of nothing. Those guys are scrappy as fuck. And, whatever they do with their budgets or there's no negotiating with them. They're just like, this is the deal.
Right.
You're like, okay. And, but it's, I learned how to make fucking all our shows, and I learned how to make stuff, which I think is kind of worth it,
That was Eric's ketamine.
Sealing the deck.
Sealing the deck. You got to seal the deck.
That was his ketamine guy. That's what that conversation was.
A cat guy, dude.
I love ketamine.
Shove some cat in your arse.
How much ketamine have you done in one time?
I've only done it once, and it was very recently. It was like a few weeks ago.
You've done it once, and it was just recently. Can we talk on that, please?
Never got around to doing it. Did it. Didn't like it that much.
I didn't like it either.
I used to love it. I would mix it with cocaine and ecstasy all up in one powder and mix it all up and then just do that. And I used to love doing that in the daytime.
You're just basically dead.
I used to call it zombie lines. I'd do it zombie line, and then I'd do like a big, like a half gram line of it. And then that would be like, and then you get the gag, and then you're just like, and then you just go to a patio in the summertime and then just drink one pint and fall over, and that was my happy place.
Dude, you're like Tommy Boy.
I was
really
Tommy,
is.
yeah. Literally, it was the best. I was number one. I was definitely the number one party boy.
And you retired.
Then I retired. It's okay. People, you gotta pass the torch. I'm 38 now. It's well, I can't do this. Can't be like Eric doing ketamine last week. I can't do that. I don't have a successful movie that's never going to air. I don't do ketamine.
I never, I don't like snorting drugs. I don't like ingesting drugs through my nose.
Oh, that was I would snort anything. I would snort anything.
Oh, I can't. I don't, my nose is sensitive. I don't like it.
So where do you put your Coke?
Okay.
You eat it, you smoke it, you roll it on your gums.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't like Coke that much either. Coke and weed are my least favorite, I think.
I hate weed. I think weed is the worst thing in the world. I think weed's the worst drug in the world.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's also the strongest thing. It gets you
Well, it's
so
just so
fucked
many
up.
people are doing it. More people are affected by that than fucking heroin or fentanyl or anything. Like, it's like weed's the. I don't want to talk down on fentanyl because everyone's fucking dying from it, but it's like weed sucks, man.
Yeah, it's not my drug.
Weed sucks, man.
Okay, so I want to just quickly, I want to do my thing. So we have Eric Andre on the show today on Power for Truth. Eric Andre is an American comedian, actor, producer, and musician. He's best known as the creator, host, and co-writer of Adult Swim comedy series Eric Andre's Show. He also played Mike on the FX series Man Seeking Woman, Azizi on the remake of The Lion King, which didn't do good at all, and he performs music under the names Blarf. Not a good band. In 2020, Andre released a comedy special, Legalize Everything on Netflix. My wife thinks it's like I was having a 6 a.m. Coke affair with a childhood friend. She thought it was funny, but not that funny.
You're doing this now?
And he was born in Boca Raton, Florida.
Boca Raton.
That's nice.
Listen, can we talk about Eric? I mean, I hate to be this guy, but can we talk about your love life briefly?
Sure.
Okay.
I'd love nothing. I'd love nothing more than to watch my boundaries be shattered.
Let's climb inside your. I don't really particularly care much for. I have just one particular, like, Maddie and I are big fans of Rosario Dawson, and we know that you dated her.
Let's talk about my every ex-girlfriend. Why stop at Rosario?
Let's keep going. Yeah. And I don't even know.
I think Rosario is special because of I think the first time I saw Kids, there's so many people at our age level that saw her on Kids. And it was just like, for me, I was just like, I feel like my first crush was Rosario on like from a movie standpoint.
Oh yeah, for me it was her and Dr. Ruth.
Makes sense.
Because everybody wanted to fuck Dr. Ruth because she was like the sex doctor.
Right. Because she'd be the best at it.
She'd turn you
Do you
out.
think? What would she do? Would she milk you?
She'd milk you like a little cow.
Oof.
Oink oink.
I'd like to be a little piggy for her.
I'd be on all fours for Dr. Ruth.
I would like to be like licked from behind on all fours.
Oh wow. Twirl that anal hair. Boink.
Two-tone, would you like to be pleasured?
Just whatever you guys are going for, I'll take one of those. Lick me from behind, milk me, do all that stuff. Yeah.
Make it 2, please.
I'd take
I'd
one
like
of
2
each.
licks.
Make it a
I'd
double.
like 2 licks from behind.
Do you
How
want,
many
all right,
licks does
so-
it take to get to the center of the ooh?
you want one
Ooh.
long lick, or do you want a bunch of fast licks?
Okay, we've had Eric on for like an hour and a half.
Okay.
Alex, final question.
I don't have any. I think I got all my questions out.
Alex, you're a mess.
I'm a mess.
You're a mess,
I got all
Alex.
my
That's
questions
right.
out.
I agree with Eric. He said I like that.
Okay.
Do you think that Two-Tone could beat me in a foot race?
Yeah, hands down.
What?
Of
Find me
course.
some honesty.
Of course. Look at him.
Why would you presume that?
Because he's like a superhuman. He's like a 22nd century. What race is he? He looks like every race combined. He's like a
Guess what he
beautiful.
is? This is a
He's like a beautiful.
Our comment section has been trying to figure it out since day one.
He's like a beautiful black Greek Indian athlete. And I want to ride that mustache.
He almost got it. Show
Show him a picture of your childhood photo.
This is the fan bam, right?
Wait. Why is every family member a different race? How did that work?
It's called race mixing, Eric.
Are you adopted? Are you adopted?
I might have been adopted, but I wasn't adopted. My dad.
His last name is Erdman. Put that together.
Which is German.
You got
My
some.
dad's
You got
white.
some
My
beef
dad's-
on you. You could win in a foot race.
I'll smoke him. He beat me arm wrestling.
Oh,
Because
arm
of his-
wrestling. Yeah, you're gonna go down.
Yeah,
Look at that.
but he barely beat me. It was horrible. He just positioned
I
his
killed-
body. It's like arm wrestling a boulder.
Yeah, you're not gonna win arm wrestling, but
Um,
foot race, cardio.
Right. So we're gonna abandon the genetic the dubious genetic DNA situation, right?
I like keeping it a mystery.
Let's keep it a mystery.
I'm pretty spicy. I'm like Scottish and French.
Very spicy.
Real
Very
spicy. White and white. Where's the spice? Look at this black Greek Afghan Adonis I'm talking to.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Finally, some support. You see what I'm saying? He sees me. He sees me and acknowledges me, Matty. I'm not Bangladeshi. I'm not Tongan. I'm not what you think I am.
Tamil tiger. You're a Tamil tiger. You're from Sri Lanka.
I'm all of it, man. I'm all of it.
I love you guys. I have to go. I have to jump into therapy.
Okay.
Okay,
Why
have
don't
a
you
great
patch her
therapy
in,
session.
put your shrink in the Zoom. Let's do this together.
Put the cards on the table.
Yeah, let's get it on, man. All right. Thank you so much, man. It's been
love
fantastic.
you guys. Peace out. Thank you for having me. We will hang once this dystopian nightmare is over.
I'll come over. I'll cook for you soon.
Okay, sounds good, Papa.
Okay, see you, buddy.
Love you guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.
Later, bro.
Kisses.
Bye.